welcome you to this exciting night of empowerment by our CEO, Ramin Mesgarlou. Okay, well, I'm going to start your wonderful bio, and here we go. Ramin, what does an opulent life look like? Established in 2005, Opulence Global rapidly rose to become Canada's premier designer fashion house, gaining recognition among over 300 prominent celebrity clients within a single decade. And now it is in 200 countries and territories worldwide. With a mindset that opulent living is no longer exclusive to the privileged, Ramin Mesgarlou created an opportunity for anyone to achieve generational wealth. He is both a visionary and a leader in the direct sales marketing industry. His motto, if you have the way, he has, if you have the will, he has the way. With 3 decades of experience, he built 5 multi-million-dollar businesses as a master distributor, achieving self-made millionaire status at the age of 25. In 2005, our CEO launched Global Wealth Trade, which later became Opulence Global in 2017. Ramin's experience extends to developing compensation plans, advanced training sessions, and strategic partnerships. He's driven by a commitment to empower entrepreneurs globally and has created a dozen millionaires throughout his training and inspiration. Ramin's vision is to create world-class products supported by an internal banking system that allows his partners to work worldwide. But not only that, this ingenious man we call our CEO has designed and built the world's first exit designer cryptocurrency. Created it for individuals who own cryptocurrency with a desire to purchase luxury goods, Ramin created the Exit Designer Mall IO, which provides a direct crypto to goods experience without the need of fiat conversion. Ramin is introducing a new era into the crypto commerce. He believes is the opportunity to unleash his Opulence Global Partners' full potential en route to living their opulent lifestyle. His motto, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. In return, we witnessed Ramin trailblazing our future. Ramin, together with his wife Sanaz and his son Cyrus, lead by example. They lead an opulent lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, families, guests, my name is Shauna Ballas and I hail from Winnipeg, Manitoba. My direct upline is Karen Henry. Tonight, this morning, and this afternoon, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the architect and CEO of Opulence Global, the forensic networker and Exit IO, Ramin Mesgarlou.
Everybody, thank you so much. Wow, that's a long bio. We gotta shorten that one up.
Oh, you deserve a long one.
Let's get started here. All right. So tonight we want to talk about a few things. We want to focus a lot this year on the actual action, getting things done. I think pandemic really changed people's ways of doing things. Some people got lazy. Some people just got out of their routine. I find when they work marketers, and I talk to work marketers, not just our company, different companies, and they all tell me the same thing. It's like almost like the people who are normally good network marketers, and they're saying, you know what, they're trying to get back in it. Like, it's almost like taking a while to get back in it. And I also know some people that never stopped, and they're doing fine. They're doing really well. I find that also happening to our company, where some people are just, everyone's interested. I find that people love the company. I just feel like, sometimes people talk to me privately and then say, well, I don't know how to get going yet, the question I get a lot, not just from our company, but people from other companies, our forensic students, they're saying, I get this question a lot. Well, from other countries, they call me leader. Leader, can you, in one sentence, give me something that's going to inspire me to get going. It's as if it's like a magic pill, like Popeyes, it's spinach and boom, you get going. And I get this a lot. Like, can you give me one? And I think part of the reason why they want me to leave a voice is because they want to kind of play that with the team. And it's a question that, like, sometimes I just do it, but action is not about, why are we sliding here? Action is not about motivation. Action is about discipline. Action is about action. Action is about MO, DMO. Action is about, you don't need motivation. You need a routine. You need a DMO. You need a plan. That's what you need. And because once you got that, then you fall into one of nature's laws, which is called the law of averages. And when you get to the law of averages, you're fine. If you have an LOA, law of averages, you're fine. The problem is most people don't have an LOA because they just don't try. They're not in the game. They're not consistent. Because to get to law of averages, you're going to do, according to Jim Rohn, a law of average is when you do something long enough and repeat it enough times, long enough, and you repeat enough times, repetition. And when you do that, a pattern emerges. So when you do something long enough times, a pattern emerges. And that's called the law of averages. So that's what we need, LOA. As soon as you get an LOA, then you're in good shape. Because once you have an LOA, and we'll talk about what those numbers can be, as soon as you have an LOA, then you can work on getting it better, making it better. And of course, as soon as you have an LOA, the law of averages, what happens is now you know what your income is. Now you can predict your income. And once you have an LOA, you can count on your income, at least your personal income, what the part that you are responsible for. Retail profit, wholesale profit, MGRS. There's a lot here, right? Even if you're an LD1 above, variance bonus, free money, right? Then you got now commission boost. That's just free money stuff. So you need an LOA. When my very first seminar that I went to was Jim Rohn. It was 1990. And I remember it was a 2-day seminar. I was probably the youngest one in the room. I was 20 years old. I borrowed the money. It was $300. I'll never forget. It was $300. Now, this is after I borrowed $2,200 to get into that company. $2,200 to get it in 1990. That's 35 years ago. That's a lot of money. Right now, LA is like $1,300. I paid $2,200 in a company called Lifestyles. By the way, we talked about them today in Philippines. They still operate in Philippines, and the package today is $2,500 still. So $2,200. I spent $300. I went to a 2-day seminar. I took lots of notes. There's not a lot of things I remember from 35 years ago, but there's some things that stayed with me. One of them is, I remember Jim said, write down the top, the closest 10 people to you. Write down the names on a piece of paper, the closest 10 people to you. So I kind of wrote down, there's Jack and Bob. And he says, okay, right next to the name, what you think they earned last year as income. Okay, so Bob is a mailman, so he made and the bellman, So I kind of what I thought they was earning based on the lifestyle, the top 10 closest people to me. And then the next came the shocking statement that changed my life. He says, okay, take a look at the top 10 list and look at their incomes. He said, I can guarantee you your income is an average of your 10 closest friends and family. So I took a look at what I wrote again, the 10 list. I said to myself, you better get some new friends. Because I did not like, and he was right. Now, over the time, I guess he changed it because I see other people quote him now. Now they're saying, your income is similar to the 5 closest. I guess over the years, that changed. Now it's the 5 closest friends. Maybe because people just don't have 10 friends anymore. I don't know. But, you know, the overtime has changed now. In his recent books, they're saying 5. So when you start, when you're not consistent, you're so what your LOA is 0. Because you see, the way it works, this is the chart, right? This is the chart. And when things start like this, well, there's not enough room for you to get a percentage. You can't get a 0.1%, right? So it has to be long enough and repetition enough till you finally hit 1%. Then you hit 2% and so forth, 10%, 20%, whatever that is. So it has to be long enough. So you can't develop an LOA in 2 days or a week. Long enough and repeated. You can't be doing something once a month and saying, well, I've been doing it for a year. No, it has to be long enough and enough times for you to develop a LOA. Now, LOA is a law of average. It's a law. It's a law of nature. So it's 100%. This is not something according to Ramin or Jim Rohn. This is the laws of nature. When something is a law, that means 100%. It's not 99%. It's 100%. So we all have an LOA. If you're not consistent, your LOA is 0. 0. So when you say, well, I don't know how to get going. I don't know why it's not going fast enough, why I'm not growing, why don't I have momentum? Well, because your LOA is 0. You're not doing anything. You know, socializing the business is not doing the business, right? There's only one verifiable way of doing the business. One, not 2, 1. And that's doing tours. You ever do tours for show products? Get a briefcase, load it up, show around, go around and show products. 2, the opportunity. That's it. There's no third way, right? There's no second way. It's one way. Tours. You're either showing the best plan or you're showing the products. Plan products. And you do that long enough and enough times, then you develop a LOA. And then you start thinking about, I've done 30 presentations now. And my LOA is, the 30, I got 3. Okay, your LOA is 10%. It's that simple. And you continue that. Now you know what your income is. Now you know every 30 presentations, that's my income. You do the 30 presentations in a week, that's your income. In a month, that's your income. In a year, that's actually, if you do it in a year, that's not your income because because when you don't do it in a short period of time, you lose your posture, you lose your confidence. You're not even going to be as good, right? If it gets too long, right, then you're not even going to be as good. And people don't believe you, don't want to work with somebody who's not serious, right? They could tell when someone's serious. So you've got to develop an LOA, which means, now, I always attribute my first $1 million I made in MLM to a chapter I wrote in Forensic. It's called Pathway to 5 Figures. And I think that's a fantastic way for you guys to start on. Forensic is very intense, but that's a very easy chapter to learn. Pathway to 5 Figures. And you can read it, and there's a chart in there. What it basically shows that I have an 18-month chart in there, 18-month chart, and where you're to do consistently 2 tours per week for 18 months. Now, how'd you get that? Well, when I was my first company, I went right to the second level to the top, called International Marketing Director. The next was Global. And we took a whole bunch of leaders there. And I look at all my national marketing directors, which is like our LD3s. So I had about 15 LD3s in my organization. And I said, okay, so we took a look these are the guys that made to 10,000 a month. We said, okay, how did you guys get there? So I sat down with them. I took a look at my numbers. I looked at their numbers. And we came down to one common denominator. That means every single one of them, we're talking about 16 of us at $10,000 a month or more, every single one of us made on an average of 2 presentations per week. 2 presentations per week. And I think the average time that was 13 months to get there. So now that is an LOA, right? Because you do it long enough every week. So I created this chart called the pathway to 5 figures, because everyone was making five figures monthly, over 10,000. So I created that chart, and that chart was responsible for my first $1 million in MLM. And anyone can do that. It's a very simple chart. It's called the law of averages. Now, forensic, I have a lot more detail in it, but this chapter is a very, very simple one. So you need to develop an LOA. You know, when you do something enough times, you get a pattern. The pattern is, I do X, I receive Y. That means if I do X again, I'll get Y on a long-term basis. If that's X means Y, now you got your LOA. Now somebody says, well, you know, 1 out of 10 doesn't sound too good. You know, 2 out of 10 doesn't sound too good. You know, well, it might not sound too good, but it's, look at our business. Let's assume your LOA for doing tours to LAPs is 1 out of 10. 10 tours, you get an LAP, which, by the way, is very low. I'm going to talk to you about, we had a competition one time, and I had a convention years ago, and I put a challenge out to everybody in this company in Opulence. I said, hey, you know, we're going to take your forensic WMO, weekly method of operation, send it to me, and for 4 months, and the winner would get master forensic pen, which was a 19 karat gold, pure gold, 19 karat. Oh, he said on that master networker, right? And the Filipino young lady who was an LD3 at the time, she got it. And we have put at the convention with hundreds of people there. We put all the charts. We had lots of those charts submitted. We put them on the big screen, and we saw everyone's, right? We removed the names, but at the end of the day, we saw everyone's. And on an average, it was about 50%. But the young lady who won it, she got it, I think she was over 80% close ratio, 80. So she got this gold pin. It's the first time we've ever done that, last time we've ever done that. Okay, so let's go back to what we talked about. Let's assume yours is 10%. 10%. Now, by the way, those days to get to LAP that we have today, it was $3,600. It was $3,600. It wasn't $1,300. It wasn't $1,900. It was $3,600 those days. Okay, so let's assume we get, you know, 2 out of 10, right? You say 2 out of 10 is not a lot. Well, in this company, if you get 2 every 10 tours, and you get, say, 2 LAPs, well, that's $1,000 roughly in this company. It's pretty good income, right? Because once you start hitting LAPs and other things start to come together too, then you start to get other things. So, you know, so if your LOA is 20%, not 80, not 60, not 50, not 40, not 20%, right? Which is very, very easy to do, because forensic, my 30-year history with forensic, if some of you guys been to the seminars we used to do, it's a guaranteed system, and 50% is very easily done. So 50 was about the average. So 80 was really, really high. But we're talking about, if you do this properly, proper presentation, loaded with everything, testimonials, pictures, we won't get all that stuff tonight, but so 20% is really low, really low. But if you do it consistently enough, you have the tools, you're doing it every week, 2 presentations a week, no matter what, you're going to find you something 40 to 50%. But because you get better at it. Well, that's what you start. You're only at 20%, right? So it's about $1,000 a month. That's not bad. In some countries, that's a full-time income. Now you have an LOA of 20%. Now you work on that, right? You work on that, and you make it better. You work towards a 50, which is the forensic average. You know, so what if you're, you know, I don't know, not so good, right? I can't even say that, because it's reading a presentation book is not that hard. Everyone can do it, but let's just push it down, right? That's when we do 20 tours, right? You do 20 and you get 2 out of 20. Okay, what is your LOA? Then it's 10%. Now you know every 20 tours, I'm making $1,000. Simple. You know, one of the things I learned early on as an athlete was that because we had some people I competed with, teammates and so forth, some of them were far more talented than me. I just knew I can outwork them. Maybe some people are gifted in certain things. I wasn't. I was not the most gifted in MLM. I wasn't the most gifted in my athletics. I won a world championship in athletics, and I made it, hit a home run in MLM because I just outworked every talent that amount of talent that I was missing. I made up for it with work, hard work, and I would take hard work any day over talent. Get me somebody who wants to work hard. This is not brain surgery. I can train a hard worker for the basics, and they'll go hit a home run. Well, you can get some of the most talented people, and they'll never make anything. They'll never make anything. I've had those. I've had both sides. Some people come in brilliant, but they're just not coachable, lazy, whatever. So, you can always look at that and say, okay, you know what? I need to get an LOA. Maybe you go somewhere, and I don't know, for some reason, you don't use the proper tools. I don't know, you don't have proper presentation, whatever. Maybe you need to do 40 tours to get 2. Okay, that's it. Then maybe 40 tours and make $1,000. It's not complicated. Let me tell you a story. When I first got my first company, I was 20 years old. I was young, man. 20 years old, first company. So I went to the top runner in Toronto. I spent all night with them. And when I was, coming back, I was thinking, I could have had all kinds of excuses when I started with him, because I'm 20, he's 44. I don't know anything about MLM. First company, first exposure. He was an expert. I didn't have a lot of money. He was the multimillionaire. He's more than double my age. I could have made all kinds of excuses why I could not do MLM. So maybe the wrestling arrogance or something, because wrestling is not a team sport, right? It's a man-to-man. You had to conquer, you get conquered. So when you get conquered, it doesn't feel so good. When you conquer, it feels great. I've been on both sides. I did not want to get conquered. So I was, did everything I could to avoid it. So I looked at him, and when they come back, I told my sponsor, I said, I didn't say, well, he's all of this and I'm not. What I said was, he's 44, I'm 20. Even if I have to work twice as hard and twice as long to get to where he is today, it took him 2 years to get there, make $1 million in that company. If I have to work twice as hard and twice as long, and when I get there, I'll still have 20 years on him. That was my attitude. I was 20, he was 44. If I have to work twice as hard, because he came across very polished, I didn't know anything about it. Twice as long, 4 years, not 2 years. So I still got 20 years on him. I'll be where he is, and I still got 20 years on him. So I wanted to make up for the lack of experience with hard work. And I was just thinking, it didn't matter how long it took. I just knew that he did it. I could do it too. I'll find out, especially he's willing to show me. And what did he show me? Nothing. You heard some of the trainings that I had conversation with him and I had in my forensic seminars. I shared this stuff. The next time we do a forensic seminar, everyone needs to be there. It'll change your life. Ask anyone who's been to a forensic seminar, and we haven't done one in maybe 7-8 years, but anyone who's been there would never miss one. They would never miss one. Every year they would come from all over the world for that. It changes your life, not just in this business, in anything else you do at home. You go back after the weekend and you find what happened to you? It's that type of brain pounding information. So we need to develop an LOA. So if you're not motivated because you just don't have an LOA, develop one. Find out what's your LOA, what's your number, right? And how do you do that? You need a DMO. All these acronyms, LOA, DMO. What's a DMO? Daily method of operation. What you do on an everyday basis, right? And I just give you, there's a chapter called The Path for the 5 Figures, 2 tours a week. All right. So you're going to make, and what's forensic say? 40 dialings get you 1. $40 gets you one, right? So one distributor. So 40 gallons would lead to, I don't know, 75%. It's about 25%, which is about 25 people that would talk to you. That becomes 2.5 presentations or 2.5 presentations. You're going to get one. I mean, 40 gets you one. It's a very scientific forensic approach to this. So when you do that long enough, you develop an LOA. So it's not. So if somebody's looking at this, okay, you know what? The lady who had 80%, and say you had 10%. All right, so she made 10, and she got 8 out of 10. She was obviously very, very good. That's not the average. So you do 10, you do the same thing she's doing with the same type of, kits and everything else, and that's when you only get 2. Right? So she's got 4 times more than you. You can still be there. You can still be there. She did 10, she got 8. You do 50, you get 10. You can still be there. Maybe not with talent, with effort, with work. That's all. Just work. And that's all I did it. I just worked. I had a DMO and I did it daily basis. I had some very big whys that I wanted to do it. When I was younger, I didn't have a kid or I was not married. My first why was my mother. She was a diplomat all her life. When we come to Canada, she now has a little restaurant, and being it from diplomatic life, where embassy call would pick us up from the, takes to school, American Embassy School. We had buses that pick us to school that had a fridge in it. My mother had the security, Then we come here, and then she's not working in a restaurant. She's a dishwasher, cook, all this. I didn't like that. I wanted her to get back, put on her mink coat, and So that was my original why. And I just like nice things. I just like nice things, and it's okay to like nice things. What's wrong with liking nice things? What's wrong with that? Why don't you allow yourself to love nice things? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't, somebody one time said to me, says, yeah, you know what, I'm religious, and so we don't think about money so much. I said, well, that's nonsense, because she was Christian. So Jesus wanted the gold for his people, not the bad people. He wanted the gold for his people. So it's nice to like nice things and want nice things. And if that's going to make, by doing that, it's going to make you a nicer person, a better person, because you're becoming more. To achieve nice things, you got to become more, right? You can't earn more unless you become more. So you evolve as a person to better, it's like going to the gym, and sometimes you try to do a running, go for a jog, and maybe you walk the first time, and then you jog 100 meters. Next thing you know, if you keep doing that, you develop an LOA in running, right? Next thing you know, you're doing around the block and the kilometers and 5 kilometers, and it's beautiful. You just need an LOA, and you develop an LOA when you do things repeatedly for a long period of time. And we all, since we're human beings, we live on perceptions, so that's a weakness humans have. We don't live on reality. We live on perceptions. If you allow your mind decide how you're doing, you're doing fine, because you're thinking business all day long, and you talk to 2 people on the phone, and you're active. But if you go based on documents, a reality, forensic pathway to 5 figures, so then you may think you're doing all day good things because you're thinking about it, and you talk to 2 people. Then you look at your chart and like, ooh, I didn't do any appointments for, and a week goes by, you don't have 2 on there. It doesn't matter what you think. The thinking doesn't make you money. It's the action, it's the tours that's going to make you money. It's the action that turns into results, not thinking. It's not thinking and make a result. It's the action that gets you the results. So you got to get yourself a presentation book, because without it, I think a lot of times people are afraid to do anything because they're like, oh, how am I going to do it? Anytime you have to say how, you're confused. And forensic says when confusion sets in, inactivity starts. And that's so true right now, post-pandemic. The people before pandemic, you know why we did so well? Because I took my new North American sales manager, Cam, into our history, opulence history, when it was GWT. He was absolutely shocked what a luxury company this was. And once we search for GWT or opulence, you see everything that showed up. There's like 10,000 things there, and they were all luxury. They were all luxury. And we had so many of our distributors had links up there because that was how we did our business. And then pandemic kind of pushed us into Zoom stuff, but we're going back to the link stuff. So I'm going to put some stuff out there. I want to have 100 links, all of you guys. And where you're going to do the tour online. And it doesn't have to be great. Just do it and put it online. Put it online. It's the same PowerPoint. And nobody cares how fluent you are. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Just do it, and you're going to impress the hell out of your prospects. Just the fact that you're doing something. And I'm going to throw stuff at you guys. I'm going to give you guys bonuses, whether it's exit or opulence currency or something. We're going to throw it, and then we're going to have some fun with this. I want to reload internet. Like, we had some really good stuff. We used to do some elaborate shoots. We did a video with Emmy Award winner Doug Davidson, Young and the Restless. That thing's been on for like 200 years. So we flew him in. He's an Emmy Award winner. We flew him in from California, and him and Sanaz did a video, and I choreographed it. I wrote the scripts for it and all that. I was watching it, and Cam was watching, like, oh my God, this is exactly, because this, I don't understand, like, opulence, it's the epitome of luxury. Everywhere I look, I don't see it. Like I see it in the showcases. And MLM is all about stories, about inspiration. It's about, and our mandate was pretty clear when we fashion lifestyle. It was so clear. And people joined not because of anything other than because it was fun. It made sense. People love to shop. They have to shop. I mean, you can, sometimes somebody takes the Fountain of Life and I don't like the taste, and yet the same person goes buys 10 pairs of, if you look at the closet, they got 50 pairs of black shoes. The same person. It's incredible, right? So that's what fashion is. I mean, everybody loves that. And plus you got gifting occasions and Mother's Day and all those things. We're going to become that luxury company again, except this time we're better, because not only our fashion is better, now we have a health and wellness division, which is the best in the world with class 3. I mean, this company is doing the craziest things in the world. Honestly, it's, I was talking to a CEO of a $1 billion company. I was telling him, I think we're the first company in emblem history to have a class 3 health product that comes with certain claims. And he was like, wow, he's like me, he's 35 years, because I've never heard that in 40 years, and so we do some crazy things, guys. You guys need to develop an LOA. You guys need to get going, not in here, actual flipping pages. That's what you need to do. Not only get you out of the house, you have a lot of fun, you make a lot of friends. Everything about it is fun. You feel better as a person, you mentally feel better, you're tip-top shape. It's like going to the gym. Your mind is in tip-top shape because, you're doing things. And then you may start to make money. Next thing you know, you make some wholesale profit. Next thing you know, we hit MGRS. Next thing you know, what? A qualify for a car vacation club? You're doing the same thing. You have to do anything different. So you see some of the stuff we're doing, like we changed some of the rules for the MGRS, and with 3x the number of qualifiers. Like that's my target now. I want you guys to be slapped with a check every time you turn. Like, pooh, oh, pooh, everywhere you turn, oh. I want you to get slapped with a check every time you turn around with this company. And MGRS was the first one. We're doing some of the cool stuff. We did this test with something I want to do, and we took the number of car club qualifiers for May, went by, so we had the stats, right? And by making this one change, we would have had 3 times more car qualifiers, 3x more car qualifiers. Didn't make this one change. We're like, holy, so that's the direction we're going. We're going luxury. We want you guys to live a lifestyle. I'm doing some cool stuff with Dubai too. I want everybody at Dubai. And I need you to start thinking to yourself, this is where you think, okay, I need to be in Dubai. It's our 20th anniversary. I'm not missing Dubai. Everybody in the chat group, I'm going to Dubai. I'll be there. Put Dubai. Put it your way. Say in your language. I will be in Dubai. Man, Dubai me them. Whatever it is. You need to start thinking we only got, who knows? We haven't laid down with negotiating the hotel, but maybe 10 months. It's not, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So everybody, I'll be in Dubai. Everybody, I'll be in Dubai. So you need the DMO, daily method of operation. The password of 5 figures is a nice way to go. You need a tour. Of course, the tour's already there. We're going to be throw a bunch of links at you too, but you have a presentation. You need a presentation book, and then you need an offer. You need an offer. Like in the company always has an offer, right? We always have promotion, but you need an offer. You sit there, you do a presentation, post store. You say, hey, you know what? LAP, these are the bonuses, this is the offer. And here's the best offer. If I'm doing a presentation, this would be my offer to my prospect. Hey, listen, you do the LAP, here's the deal. You do the LAP, you're going to get all this free stuff from the company. But here's what I'm going to do. I plan to, bring another 30 to 40 people on the next few years. Minimum, because I'm my own set targets. And you get it now, some of them will end up in your downline. It's true. You can't miss it. You cannot miss it. If you guys are building one leg, you're doing it wrong. You should never be that way. It should never be that way. You're only doing that because you don't have an LOA. So you bring one person every 3 years, and I guess you put it in a small leg, right? But if you have an LOA, I've seen this happen. The people who have an LOA, they be consistent. And then even when they make a mistake and building the small leg, after a while, the small leg becomes a big leg. Now they have to build this one because, so if you do it properly the first time, that won't happen. It won't happen, but you guys don't listen anyways. But, so if you have an LOA, you're going to be building 2. And listen, building 2, it's a lot better than building 6 in a matrix program or 8 in a matrix program. Or even worse, building infinity on a breakaway program or unit level program, because that's how they are. 2 is as easy as it gets. And even at that, we have strategies to make it even 2 become 1 if you do it properly, but that's not tonight. So anyways, you need a DMO, right? Get an LOA, you need a tour, you need a presentation book, you need links, you need an offer, do this, the company gives you this. I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to build with you. You're going to get some of my people. We're going to go. We're going to build together. No, people love to hear that. We're going to build together. Because they're kind of scared that night, right? They're kind of scared that night. They're new to this. You got to tell them that. You got to help them out. And that you got to show commitment, right? Don't be afraid to say, hey, I'll build with you. I'll build with you. Don't be afraid of that. Why are you afraid? Don't worry. You're going to develop an LOA. You're going to get a presentation book. You're going to go pathway to 5 figures. Maybe next week, who wants to see the pathway to 5 figures? Who wants to see it? We can do it on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Or maybe we should do it on Saturday. You want to see a Saturday or Tuesday? And Tuesday is kind of tight to fit it in 1 hour, but we can try. If you want to see pathway to 5 figures, the chapter that made my first $1 million, then just put in the chat group. Say, yeah. I want to make 5 figures. I want to make 5 figures. Yeah, Tuesday or Saturday. So show commitment. Tell them. You'll put people in the team. You're going to build with them. Show confidence in the comp plan. Guys, the comp plan works. We're 19 years old. The comp plan works. The one part of this business that doesn't require a doubt, it's the comp plan. It's software. Software has only one job. That's it, one job. And its sole job is to compute commissions for you. That's it. That's all he does. Volume, and all these complex million lines of code. Can I turn that commission into, binary, wholesale profit, retail profit, commission boost, variance bonus, mentorship bonus? I mean, MGRS. That's all the software does. Works 24 hours a day to get you a commission. That's his job. So show confidence. And we've seen people in this company make millions. So it's there already. You can't question that. So show confidence. And listen, you do X, you're going to get Y. Tell people that. Now, by being able to say that, you have to do it. You have to know it. You have to sit with them, plan with them, dream with them. The best part of MLM, all this stuff. Sit with them, live with them, dream with them, show them. I mean, the best part of MLM. So show confidence in the comp plan, show confidence in them. They can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Take a look around. Look at Renee Leah. Does it look normal to you? I mean, hey, if you can do it, anyone can. I can pick on my LD force. They get paid enough money to take the abuse, so I can pick on them. So you know what? So show confidence in them. Have confidence in you, yourself, as a leader. You can lead people. You are strong enough to lead people. You've been here long enough. If you don't think you're strong enough, just wait to go through forensic for 2 days. You'll be strong. Trust me. You're going to go become a different person. So have confidence in yourself. Another thing you have to do is you got to burn all your bridges. I mean, some countries, people change companies as if, I don't know, like, what do you think a company is? It's a business. It takes time to build a business. Like, you're jumping from one to the next because somebody says, hey, you can make money here. Oh, okay, here's my money. Oh, you can make money here. Oh, here's my. What do you think this is? It's not a spaghetti throughout the wall. It's a business. You got to build it. Doesn't matter what business it is. At least with, you want to choose a company that gives you the time to do it. Time. Because I find people they're putting the money in 3 different places, or they join one and then the thing is upfront. It's new. It's a new company. Like, did you guys know that now over 99% of the companies don't even make it to a year? That's actual stat. So why would you go join a company that's a new company when you got a 99% chance it won't be here next year? So it doesn't matter how you did. It doesn't matter how good you did or your team did. The company has a better than 99% chance of failure. Like who takes those odds? If I told you go to this restaurant, you got a 99% chance you're not going to like the food. Would you go? You wouldn't go, right? The 99% chance that car is a bad car. Would you buy it? Yet you do that in business. I don't understand. The business is even worse. If the car, at least a bad car, I don't know. You fix it, you can at least fix it, or you can flip it, or whatever. But a business, like, you got to work that business. It's crazy stuff. So do not, you got to, with opulence, in 5 years we'll be here. With opulence, when you built it in retirement time, when your retirement comes, but it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, your retirement will be here. So at least you want a company that gives you the opportunity that's going to be here. If the company up front doesn't give you enough time, because it takes time to build, it used to be, 3 years or so? Now it's, it's probably close to about 5 years. There's too many shiny objects around Ponzi schemes. And so some of you people will leave, but it takes about 5. At least opulence will give you the time you need to build a team. So burn all the bridges. And because opulence is your lifelong mission now. It's home. That's all you need. You need an opportunity. What's better than opulence? What are you going to do? Keep buying lottery tickets? MLM lotteries? I'll throw my money here, see what happens? How's that working for you? It's a business. Let's accept the fact that it's a business. And you know opulence will give you the longevity. You know what our products are. And I think everybody loves our products. We got some nice people in this company. Our service is next to none. Our people at the office are incredible. We have a lot of fun. We vacation. We got car clubs. We got MGRS. We go to Dubai. I mean, what's missing? So you find a good home, and you're home. You find a good home, and you're home. So in opulence, what do we say? Welcome home. Welcome home. So the question I have for you is, we didn't even get to my second topic. That's okay. So the question I have for you is, what is your LOA? You don't have one, right? So when you're not consistent, your LOA is 0. Because the percentage of LOA doesn't show up in the beginning of the chart. It shows up at the end of the chart. So you have to be consistent enough, long enough, repetition enough to actually get an LOA. And when you finally get an LOA, then you can improve the LOA. So you need to have the number to improve the number. If you don't have the number, then you can't improve something that's not there. So there will be no LOA if you're not consistent. A couple of announcements I like to make. I know it's not my job to make the announcements, but I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. Divine. What an incredible product. So that shocked me. It came to me a couple of weeks ago. He says, oh, we're 50% sold out. I don't know how that happened. I don't even think the brochure is out yet. The video is not even out yet. Now, we did the video a few times. I didn't approve it. So I like the way we used to do our videos. The way we used to do videos was expensive. It was long, but we had a bunch of cameras and we have real people talking, whatever. These days, everything's done through AI, or even the people we have there, they can make videos and they're fantastic and it's beautiful. But look at the production for the Fountain of Life. That was a true 16-hour day production. So it was done actually at this house right here. All the scientists, we had 30 people here. Oh, the things we had to do to the vault door, the vault I have here, the door for it to open is like 600 pounds, I think, or 1,000 pounds. Try to not show up on camera so the vault door can open, and then there's a Fountain of Life in there. I mean, it was expensive. It was tiring. The editing took a month, but it's timeless, isn't it? It's time. Even the video that I did before the main one, Oxidative Stress, I checked that it was like 81,000 views on it. People, you guys are still using it. Just me and Daniela, a couple of cameras at our head office. But it's nice when you have real people, and it's a lot more work, more expensive. And I want to make sure we give a really good video for Divine, because Divine is absolutely insane. People are telling me every single day now, Ramin, you look younger. What's going on? What's going on with your hair? What's going on? Like, I'm actually working out because my inflammation, my arms and stuff. But people, everywhere I go, people say, Ramin, you look younger. And I'm starting to look at myself and my face changing. My face is just changing. Now, I know 3 main ingredients of Divine is the most significant ingredients on the planet. I mean, glutathione. There's a company 30-somewhat years ago called Immunotech. They built a global business on that one ingredient, glutathione. And their claim to fame was because glutathione is it's an incredible immune system antioxidant. So they took it straight to HIV association and AIDS and those type of diseases where your immune system is really suppressed. This is how powerful that one ingredient is, and that's in the Divine, right? And then 30 years ago, there was a tape that came out. Those days we didn't have anything. It was tape. Remember those cassette tapes? a tape that came out, and the name of the tape is kind of funny. The name of it says "Dead Doctors Don't Lie." That was the name of it. I never forget. Dead Doctors. It's kind of catchy, isn't it? Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And basically, the whole tape was about, what's going on with heart disease and cancers, and how doctors are dying 20 years faster than their patients. And it was all about natural. And then the product that they're promoting, it was a little pill, like tiny little pill like this, and it was called pycnogenol, and it came from grapeseed extract. And guess what? And again, when it came out, they made that tape became banned because it was making a lot of cancer claims and stuff like that. So, and guess what? That ingredient, that same ingredient, the grapeseed extract, is in the divine. See, I know these things from 30 years ago, so I made sure we seek these out. Now, when pycnogenol came out with the grapeseed extract, they were claiming to be the most powerful, potent thing in the world. 10 years later, another organization came up with their own same extract, but not of grapeseed, came off pine bark. Now, I know pine bark is a very, very strong tree. The pine bark tree comes the same place as spruce tree comes from. The side by side in Norway and Finland, they're very, very strong. And the pine bark people were saying were more potent than grapeseed. So they were arguing who's stronger, my dog is bigger than yours, right? But guess what? Pine bark is also in the divine. On top of that, we built divine during pandemic. Now, the pandemic created 104 new billionaires, 104 new billionaires, the pandemic. So it was very lucrative. So I knew it's going to be a common thing because, and things are going to happen again, So I said, okay, if this happens again, we want to be prepared for it. Right? The mousetrap story, right? If the mice takes over the world, what type of business do you want to be in? Mousetrap business, right? So we're going to make sure we put some of the best antiviral things that we know in science. Vitamin D3, it's in the divine. Zinc, it's in the divine. As a bonus, I didn't ask for this, but for this thing to work synergistically together, we have 3 PhD scientists that worked on it. So yeah, you guys know how long it took. You guys kept asking for it. Yeah, and a half it took. To make sure this thing worked well together, we needed a carrier to put it together, and that became vitamin C. Now, of course, we know the benefits of vitamin C. So one of the things that we're going to forget about all these crazy testimonials, right? When F1 first came out, if you see the first video, I talk about I'm an athlete, right? I got some aches and pains, but I just want to protect myself from what's coming at me. That was 6 years ago. Thank God, I look and feel better than before. So, things. So with divine, the same thing, where the ingredients in divine, glutathione, very, very popular with Olympic athletes, very popular, because it helps inflammation. Grapeseed extract and pine bark, healing of the muscle. So Olympic athletes use these ingredients separately for recovery. Professional athletes, I'm talking about NFL players and NBA players. These are professional bodybuilders. And so we're going to get, forget about post-pandemic diseases. That's just have its own space there. But I think athletes need to be on this product. If you know any professional athlete, get them on this and give them one money back guarantee, right? As usual, we always say 100% satisfaction guarantee. They give you an empty bottle, we give you a new bottle, you lost nothing, they lost nothing. Professional athletes will be wowed by divine. So make sure that they become part of your target list now and talking to athletes about this product. All right, so we have a new HQ coming up. Wow, it's huge, it's beautiful, and it's a lot of work. For that, the last thing I wanted to say was none of the stuff. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna have a build assist coming up. And it's gonna have some very significant stuff on it. Significant stuff. Look for it next couple of days. We want to send all of you guys to Dubai, because that's one of the perks on there. So make sure everybody's in Dubai, everybody, and look out for that build assist that's coming up later this week.
To say good night, keep safe, and keep selling, and to the billion.
Stay forensic to the billion.
Stay